Yeah, I see you like in a cage, like in my mind already. I don't know what it is. Let's see. I see you as a tall woman. In your energy sphere, you're a tall woman. You have 4 little children by you. You're like, they're not your children. You said you're trying to save them. Okay, they look like very big brown eyes, no pupils, almond shaped, beige skin, no gender definition, no like naked, like no they're physical, they are physical. It's you, it's your DNA. Your DNA is, it's almost like 30% of, it's mixed, 30% of grays, but they're different color. Skin is blue-gray. And then there is Arcturian DNA also in it, 30%, the other 30, actually 35, with big brown, like big dark eyes. To me, looks like dark brown, tall, but the skin is tannish blue. And then the third one is Jupiter, original Jupiter, humanoid form, another 35% in you. Experiments, laboratory, Draco constellation. I see a certain star, S7. That's a code for that star. It's like the star is like it's like an experimental kind of planet, almost like, not a star, planet. And I see domes. They go from the underground up to the surface. I see like the roofs on the surface. And they go kind of like on one big dome and 4 on the sides. One big dome, and the whole planet is covered with those. It looks like biodomes on, kind of reminds me of the moon. I go inside. There are like these funky elevators inside. When there's only the base of the elevator, you step on it and it goes to different floors. There's no sides of the elevator. You just go on a chute like this. And it's kind of funky. It's not like straight, it goes in a spiral a bit. But it's, you somehow is like keeping you in the middle. You're standing in certain spots. There's like squares on the floor that you have to stand. There are only 5 squares, so up to 5 people can fit in. Each has to stand in certain square for balance or whatever that is. It's like some technology. There is no stick holding it. The platform goes by itself due to air circulation. You go to some deep in floor. Oh, I forgot to mention you have guards on the sides. You're this woman, you have very long hair down to your, it's covering your bottom, goes further down. and you're held by them like under your armpits, and you're thrown into the cage. And the cage is so small, like you have to bend your legs. And I see you looking at the other cages. They have children. They all cramped in there. There's a lot of them. There are more than 10 in one. And oh, this is nuts. Sometimes they put, I forgot to mention, those are grays. They're doing it. And the Dracos are very muscular green Dracos with uneven skin. They are ordering them around what to do. So they bring a male and throw it into the cage, and they order you to breed. And you make the children, they take the children. You somehow breed very quickly. It basically takes a few days to grow a child inside. The birth process is similar to humans. It looks like there's some sort of, I want to call him doctor for some reason. The mantis in the white robe comes in. You have a great fear of doctors inside you. I mean, I'm looking at your emotional and mental bodies. They are all dark gray, almost black. This is all the fear of doctors, and authority isn't there. What did you say? Let's go. Let's do this. We see this, so you're like in this cage. As I understand, they send the children for incarnation on Earth later. What they want to do is they want to it's some program, some project of Earth informational field infiltration. They make them into spies, and they can put them in high positions, these children, in government or whatever. Dracos are controlling them completely via implants. They have big metallic balls in their heads. Some of them they have helmet type implants, but the helmets go only on top of their head and not on the sides. And then there's a cord system on the back sticking out. The other ones with those big metallic balls, you have a ball, and then they make them incarnate. Sometimes they make adults incarnate. I see what you do is you oppose to their system. You refuse to mate with that. It's like you are hermaphrodites, or whatever they're called. So basically neutral gender, but you need another one of from your race to create a baby. So it's like has to be a co-creation. And each of you, even though you don't have gender differences, you have energetically your gender, you're either more male or female dominant. When they took you, you were more female dominant. You're going to some, I want to say that you're a student and some school on Arcturus. I see your mother, tall mother. You're tall also. You have this darkish bluish skin, brown eyes. You have some clothes on. These are like robes. We just like going into the beginning, how it all started. So I need to know how it started. And I see like a building, but not like ours. It has one round dome and a round, like a big, it's like a round tunnel going around this dome and connected with little tunnels. It's an energy flow system because the dome has a big antenna which is connected to space. It receives the energies it needs for the recreation and information and teaching center and spreads it out through the tunnel system into the big ring, and it's supposed to circulate around to supply energy, almost like a solar battery in a way, but it's space battery. And your mother takes you, I see you walking through the tunnel holding your mother's hand. Your robe is white with some blue ornament like pattern on it. She takes you to the group of 20 kids, and she gives you to the teacher. I see you go into this white big dome with glass on top. It's transparent. You can see space. It's like a portal to space also, or a jump room. And they tell you, the kids, that now for them to learn faster, they need to get the chips into the wrists. So they put this little triangular chip into the left wrist of each child. Children agree because they think they're basically curious and they trust their mothers and fathers who brought them to study. They also supposed to be the higher IQ children like you are. And you get it too. I see how they insert it. It's like a tube device. It goes into your hand, wrist of your arm, and just gets inserted on the skin somehow. It's like a laser light brings it in under the skin. There's no scar or anything. You can't see that it was put in. And then the Draco comes, and I see like every day they teach you something about space, about technology. It's how to create by using your soul's energy, how to do different things, how to connect technology to your consciousness, how to use that link in between. I understand what's happening. That they actually, this triangular implant, it scans your abilities and it scans how fast you learn, how your IQ grows, and they pick 3 kids from the group and they transport them to this little planet in Draco constellation on a spaceship that looks round. And they take you to that dome, down the elevator, and they first put you into the room where they do all kinds of testings on you, 3 of you, you and 2 other boys. And then they decide that your DNA is very interesting. It has qualities that they like to achieve, to have for their hybrids that you would create. Why hybrids? Because they insert something to mutate your DNA in the process. So they actually insert those DNAs from those other galaxies that I mentioned before through injections on the back of your neck and the spinal cord for mutation. And then what they do is they send they send a lot of children to Earth. They're using them as spies, they're using them as controllers of the matrix. They put them in certain specific positions in power. And they wanted to do the same with you. And I see they try to in the first life. You're like in charge of some bank. It says Royal Bank. It looks like it's United Kingdom or something. Yeah, it's England. But you, in the lifetime, you know that there's all kinds of manipulation, money-wise going through, and you retire. You like, you just don't want to deal with it. You say that you're going from that job. Your name is Robert. And you're only 35 when you say that I'm walking away from this job. I don't want to do it. You're laundering money. You're trafficking people and children. You're selling people for technology with other alien races. See, the problem is you were still high IQ despite this implant that you have in your head, and they couldn't influence you much, even though they would constantly project programs, ideas, images into your head through that implant. And that was early on. This is a year of 1937. As I understand, that was a life before this life that you refused. It's like so the basically I see clearly 12 lives that you uploaded into your system as if they were yours, but they're not yours. They do quite a bit. And then there was another life that you lived before that, life 13. Then 14 was as you as a clerk at the bank who was promoted. And this is 15, life 15. Didn't have many lives here at all. And so they put multiple implants there. They inject some solution with some micromagnetic dotting system. It goes in. It is a fluid. It's like a fluid, looks like plasma. Plasma is a nurturing environment for those semi-biological, semi-AI little they look like erythrocytes. They're supposed to infiltrate the blood system, the blood of in the body. All the blood cells take them over, and phagocytes and all the immune cells, and cover them up as little mushroom tops or umbrellas, and engulf them in a way. Turn them off. They act like a virus would act, kind of like attach itself to the host cell and get inside and just the location from inside of the nucleus. And that's where processor with programs are and insert different. That's what those things do. They look flat and oval around. They change a little bit of shape too. So that's a circulating in your blood system for sure. I see it's going like beads on the thread all around. I see there's something in the throat, in the ears, also behind the eyes, like projectors, just tiny little projectors like off a professional camera. I don't know, lens, that's how it's called. In the ears, there's little microphones. In the throat, there's little wire. And then the chest has like a little triangular thing, the same thing that you have on the wrist from that skull. So what you're doing, you're calling on everything that doesn't belong to you to show up in front of your energy sphere. And it does. It's the green large Draco. There is a light yellow skinned one as his assistant. And there's two grays. And you're taking out this ball. I see how this ball looks. It's big metal, round circle on top. It's a wire connected with together. And there's things going from it around. Those things are cords. They're connected to the speech, vision, coordination, and centers. And the main one is to the third eye, pineal gland. It's twisted around it as if they wanted to tighten it, so the energy flow, your own energy flow in a physical body, the little capillaries wouldn't carry the oxygen, the blood. It's kind of tight, too tight to go through, to deactivate basically, so you couldn't use your pineal gland. So you took that big sphere out of your head. You put it in your lap. You're sitting on them. Looks like a chair, like an armchair. Put that implant in your head. You're taking the wire from your throat. You say it makes you cough, makes you sick. Little microphones from your ears are out. You're taking the lenses, specs, you call them, from behind your eyes. The little triangle chip from your heart. From the left wrist, another triangle. They're identical. Tracking device. Tracking device and progress of the consciousness growing, information, understanding that, because they monitor it, because they know you can get out of their control, which you're doing now. You're pulling some strings from your reproductive organ. The strings are connected to those hybrids you created. There are 18 of them. There's a lot. You pull the strings out and you cut them off with scissors, like in between you, the connection, and those hybrids. They do have your DNA, but it's mutated. It's not your original DNA. And in a way, I feel like they're not gonna survive for long. That's why they're creating so many. They have expiration date like clones. Those hybrids, they cannot survive long. There's something not compatible in the molding or mixing of these three types of DNA. Disconnect from those. Looking at your DNA strands, there is 34 strands of DNA. There are actually 32 original ones. They put the 2 black artificial ones as a wiring system that popped up as the kind of like it's a mimicry. But they when I touched them, they turned into black cords. So they're 32 strands. The cords they come out, you take them out. They were supposed to self-regulate your DNA and turn on the certain frequency to support the mutation. You took them out too. It's all in your lap. You're holding it in your lap. And I am telling you to open the portal under your feet, which you do. It's a round. You just draw it with your finger. And you push everything from your lap down. You want your file, your disk. It's a disk. It's a disk made out of rock. It's a very flat disk made out of rock. The technology is pretty interesting because underneath, if I look, there's a system of, it's like a map of dots and lines in between the dots, like a coding system, mapping, encoded something. And then there's paper. It's big, yellow. It's folded. It's folded multiple times. When you unfold it, looks like a map of the world. The wall size type big. At different points and pictures on it, and you want to destroy it. You just put up a fire and put it in the fire to destroy it. It's getting burned. You keep telling them something. Keep telling him to bring the translucent, transparent disc. The mirror disc, you call it. They bring a disc that feels flexible, like very soft plastic, but it's transparent. I think it has the same programs as a copy that the one that you're holding already in your hand. And then you put them together. And it's like when you put them together, there's like a hologram growing in cylindrical form. It's green light. Inside, I see a little egg. You open an egg. You open that egg, and I see like a stick, looks almost like a needle. and you break the needle into halves. The needle is like the main contract, you say. It's actually a needle made out of some crystal from Arcturus that it had all your genetic information from the first life you incarnated there, and it was your personal information. So you open a portal and you put everything in the portal. All the ashes from the burnt contract. You shattered the disc with your hands. You scrambled it up, both of them. You put it in the portal. And you also tell two Dragos to grace goes through the portal too. And they leave. The four children, you're touching their hands. They're the ones you saved when you went on a mission, as you said, by yourself in this life. You just like, it's, yeah, I see your energy body coming out of your body. And you just went back there as you remembered, and you managed to open one of the cages, and the four kids escaped with you. The alarm system went off and you couldn't let others out, which actually that's what you're doing now. You open a nice big portal for these four. You let them out by the ocean on the beach. I see them laughing, and the water is very warm. You created a nice climate with warm water for them, like a portal into a nice world. You told them how they can support this world by just their energy, how to make it safe, how to create a special protection around. And then you went to this elevator. I see it goes down, down to that floor with the cages. And you actually delete the moment when they took you. I see you standing by your mother right now. I see you holding the iPad type glass technology kind of screen, and you're showing on the screen to your mother, look what they're gonna do to me. Do you agree to this experiment? Your mother says, I agreed to it. I knew they would take you, but I thought that they would take you for school, for the exchange. It's like a student exchange type thing when they would exchange, when the humanoids from one galaxy would go to another galaxy to learn something, experience something that they cannot in their own galaxy. And your mother didn't know about that, so that convinced her. She tells other parents. I see fathers too, more like male energy dominant. She tells them that that's what's going to happen to their children, and it's an infiltration of other. It's a project about infiltration of other planets by Dragos, but Dragos cannot shapeshift and hold the shape for this long, so they use other beings with implants to spread misinformation, to deceive people, to sway people to create the timeline they want them to create by using the hybrids like this in human bodies. Um, so your mother never agrees. They all take the kids away, and they basically tell the reptilians to go away with his school program and everything. Change that timeline. You loaded up, you created a big ship. You actually created it by yourself around your energy. And you loaded up with the children, and you brought them back to the Ark tour. They were taken from there. It's from a different dimension of that star. It depends what dimension they can do. They can take differently. You were taken from higher dimension, from ninth, so they couldn't just grab you and take you. Those other children were taken from the third, so it's easier. They're not consciously aware what's going on, and it's easy to abduct them that way. So you return them back, and you gave them all their parents' families information. They do have some sort of families too, with children and father and mother. So you came back, and now you're taking like a hose with energetic water. Looks like plasma, bright yellow, golden plasma. And you put like your energy bodies in front of you, one next to each other, and you're shooting that plasma to transform all the energies of fear from that being in the cage into the energies of freedom and love. And it's being changed in your energy bodies. And I see you smiling, I see you happy and feeling free. And I see you raise your vibration right now. And as if the heat, the warmth was coming up your spinal cord and your back, filling up all the spaces where implants were before with your own energy. Your energy is like, it's like a lime green, light, lime green, mixed with yellow. It's hard to describe this color. I haven't seen it before. But you're feeling it all the way up and around and expand your energy sphere for protection. And all the other lives before this one, you just cleanse them all with your intention, with your wanting. Because now you understand, if you want something, it comes true. It becomes reality for you. In the astral, in the etheric, it becomes reality quickly. The minute you think about it, and the physical, it takes time. So I see you clean now. You can try to ask questions. Let's see if the sound works good. Well.
Can you hear me?
I hear you with the same thing, problems. But yeah, try to say something more, and I'll tell you if we should do the chats, the questions through the chat, or I can hear you.
I was trying since fine. So when we
no, I can understand. No, it's something actually mechanical. Let me get out of for a second. I'm still in trance. I'm just gonna turn off the recording because it's like impossible to hear.